Welcome to our JavaScript tutorial series. Today, we are diving into the fundamental data types: strings, numbers, booleans, undefined, and null, and many more. Understanding these data types is essential for any JavaScript developer. Hey everyone, I'm thrilled to have you here. In this tutorial, we will break down each data type and explore how they work in JavaScript. Let's kick things off. So let me give you the quick overview of last video, what exactly we saw in variables. So let me tell you, there are three types of variables. One is var, then another one is let, and another one is const. Var was introduced in the official beginning of JavaScript, and in 2015 let and constant were introduced together. So how we can declare the value in variable? So to check that, first of all, we have to assign one variable name to it. So let's say var a equals to, now we can initialize the value to it. So a becomes 10. For let, let's say the variable name as b, in which I can apply any of the string. As I say, in the variables, we can declare any type of values. Either it is number, either it is a string, either it is a boolean value, or anything you can apply. So in var a, we have taken a number. In b, we will take any of the string. Let's say hello world. Now in constant, as I say, in constant the value is fixed, so we can't reinitialize the value. But when it comes to the var and let, we can reinitialize the value. Now talking about const, let's say the name as c, and if we once initialize any of the value as let's say 23, now this value is fixed. We can't change this value. I mean, we can't reinitialize its value after once it's get declared. So when we try to print this value, let's say let's try to print the a and others as well, b and c. Now let's rerun this program. To run this program, as I mentioned already, we have to given one command with the node variables.js. So now I'm here in the terminal. To open the terminal, first of all, you have to click on you have to go to the view. After going to the view, there is terminal and you can click there. Okay, so let me go to the basic folder first. Now we can rerun our program. Node variables.js, assignment to constant variable. We can comment out all these things. Okay, so already we have declared the z value, so it was showing constant, so that's why we have make it undeclared. Okay, now we are focusing on this part of the code. Okay, so let's try to print out this. Now here you could see the first value for a we have got as a 10, for b we have got hello world, and for c we have got 23. Now let's try to reinitialize the value for a as a 11, for b as a JavaScript course, and for c to be as a 24. Okay, now as I mentioned, we can reinitialize the value for let and var, that means for a and b, but not for c. So first we will check for the a and b whether it works or not. Okay, now here you could see the value is changed. For b, oh sorry, let me apply the console log here. B, let's apply c. Okay, now here you could see the first value they have mentioned is for a as a 10, b as a hello world, and c as a 23. it works 10, hello world, and 23. But after changing the value of A and B, whether it got printed here or not, let's see. It becomes B. This is A. Now here you could see, after changing the value for A as 11, the 11 got printed here. Here you could see. After that, we have changed the value for B as well, as a JavaScript course instead of hello world. Now, after the hello world, you could see the JavaScript course. That means reinitializing the value is working, is using perfectly. So we will try to reinitialize the value for constant variable, which is a C. Now let's see whether it will work or not. So I am applying C, and let's try to rerun this program. Now here you could see we have got the error as an assignment to constant variable. That means to a constant value we can't change any of the value. That means we can't reinitialize the value. The value is fixed first when it got initialized. Okay, so it is confirmed that constant value can't be reinitialized. Okay, so that's a quick overview of the variables. Now let's jump on to our today's topic, which is a data types. Now let me create one file with the name of datatypes.js. So let me tell you how many types of data types are there. There are total more than 10 types. Like there are 10 data types. Let me name it. The names are string, then number, then boolean, then undefined. After the undefined there is null, then symbol, then big int, then object, then array, then function, then date, then promise. So this is how this number of variables are there when it comes to the data types. Okay, so we will break down each and every data type, how it works in JavaScript. So we will start with the string. So string is nothing but it is a combination of alphanumeric, which is alphabets, and numeric numbers. I mean, in simple language we can say the string is a combination of alphabets and numbers. So that's why it is called as alphanumerics, and those characters can be written inside single quotes or double quotes. Let me tell you, these are the double quotes and these are the single quotes. Okay, so inside this double quotes you can write anything. Hello world and hello world. Now you have the confusion, what's the difference between the double quotes and single quotes? Actually both are the legal ways. There is no major difference how it works. Hello world in double quotes have the same meaning, in hello world in single quotes also have the same meaning. So that's why we can say the characters written inside single quotes or double quotes have the same meaning, and both are the legal ways to write, to declare string. Okay, so let's take a look at the example how exactly it works. So let me declare any of the variable, let's say const, and let me give any of the name as a, and let me apply some string to it. So as a hello world. Okay, and now we will try to print this value by using console.log, and inside that console.log you can try to print that value. The string is like, you can mention anything there, it's totally your choice. So here I will try to print that a. Now when I will try to print this a, let me come to the terminal, and currently we are inside the basic folder, so we will apply node and datatypes.js. And now here you could see we have got our string inside the double quotes, and the output which we have got, the string is like hello world, as we have given the value to that variable name, which is a. Okay, now let's try implementing this hello world in single quotes. As I mentioned, both are the legal ways, you can declare in any ways. Okay, now here you could see automatically it becomes double quotes, so that means single quotes and double quotes have the same meaning, and both are the legal ways to declare a string. There is another way to declare a string, that is a backticks. So let's say const b is equals to backticks. Inside that backticks you can mention better way. Let's say choose better way. So that's your choice what to choose there. Choose better way, and we can mention the dollar, and inside which we can write a. So this is how the backticks work, and backtick is the professional way for any coder in who is a JavaScript developer. Okay, so let me try to print this value as well. String backticks looks like, and let's try to print this b, and let's see how what output exactly we got. Now here you could see the first output for a, we have got hello world. The string is like hello world for this a. Okay, so let me mention, comment out it here, that means for the better understanding. Okay, so and for the b, where we have mentioned string in backticks looks like b. Okay, so now let's see how, what exactly it provides the output. Okay, now here you could see string in backticks looks like choose better way, and we have called the a value there. Inside b we have called the a value inside which, so it becomes choose better way hello world, and we have got the same string in backticks looks like choose better way hello world. So this is how the string exactly works in JavaScript as a data type. Now let's move on to the next type, which is a number. Okay, so number is nothing but whenever we apply any number to any of the data types, or we can say while applying any of the variable, when we declare the value as a number, it becomes a number data type. So let me tell you, when it represents with the value being applied with a number, with a variable, it becomes number data type. Okay, so let's try to declare the value. So I will give the name as let const num, or let's try out any different variable. So I would say let num equals to, let's say 12, and now we will try to print out this value, and let's see the number data types how it looks like. Number data types. So it will be num, and let's try to print out this value in a similar way. So here we have got number data types is it 12. So this is how exactly the number data type it works, because what exactly we have given in a print statement, we have given number data types and we have called the num. So the value which was assigned to the num, that is at 12, and 12 is getting printed in front of number data types, it becomes 12. Okay, so this is the output of this. Okay, so the third, let me make it separate. This is the first data type. Number is the second data type, and the third data type that we are going to see, that is a boolean. Okay, so let's make it boolean. Boolean exactly represents by true or false value. When the value is assigned as a true or as a false, it becomes a boolean value. Now let me give you the quick example of it. So let's say const, let me minimize this part. Okay. Minimize means comment out that part. So let me apply the value to any of the, let's say, example. Yes, exactly, equals to true. Now we will try to print this value. Now for the console log, the shortcut key is CLG, and press Ctrl plus Shift. There you will find like this CLG console log, and hit enter. You will get this type of console log, what exactly you want. So just mention X. Now you are trying to print the value for this EX, for this boolean value. Now if you want to see, now here you could see you have got the result as a true. Now if you try to print the value for as a false, and for some, let's say, EG, and we will try to print this value as well. Let's see whether we are getting the proper value or not. Now here you could see we have got the true and false value. And one more thing that I'm gonna I'm gonna show you, that is how you can check the data type of it. There's one simple trick that you can see. You can check your data type as, just type of and just mention EX. There you will get your data type as well, like whether it is a number type, whether it is a string type, whether it is a boolean type. Exactly, you will get the answer. So for that, what exactly you have to do, you have to apply the type of, like this, the type of and the variable name. Okay, now let's try to print out this value, whether we will get the, now see, the first we have received the true value. After that we have asked for the type of that example, that means for EX, and it comes out to be as a boolean. That means we are on the correct way, and we are seeing the correct data type as a boolean data type. So now it is confirmed the true and false are the boolean data types. Now thus, in a similar way, if you want to see the data type of other as well, so simply go here and type CLG and type of and ask for the num data type. Okay, so it will give you the data type of num as well. Okay, now what I will do exactly here, printing, and here I have got the, it is a number data type. So that means it is working correctly. So after that, the boolean is over now. So whenever you any of the value is given to be as a true or false, it was a data type of boolean. Let's take another data type, that is a undefined. Now undefined is exactly what? Undefined, when we define none value to it, that becomes undefined. For example, it represents when we didn't new value to the variable. Okay, so let's say I will apply the value as a here. I will just declare the variable name. Okay, I will not assign any of the value. So that gives the perfect example of undefined. When we didn't assign any of the value, that becomes undefined. When we try to print this value, that becomes undefined. That means we will get nothing there. We will get the simple error. Now we will check the type of that as well. So the type of A is exactly, we will get the answer. Okay, now let's go to the terminal and let's try to print out this value. And what exactly error we are getting? Identifier A has already been declared. Okay, anyways, let's change the name of it as a Z. Okay, now let's print out this value. So here we are getting the undefined. So that means this is how the undefined data type works. Whenever we are just giving the variable name but with no value, that becomes undefined data type. And when we want to check the data type of it, simply apply type of and the Z variable name. It will show you the undefined. The next variable that we are going to see, that is null. Okay, so the null value exactly what? Whenever you are writing any of the name, let's say example equals to, and if you give the null value and try to print the value the same, you'll get the null response there. Let me find. Okay, and here also it becomes undefined. Okay, now let's try to print out this value, and also I will give the type of as well, because it's a good habit that we can check the type of as well. So I would recommend it, please try to check the type of as well. Okay, now here let's try to print out this value as well. So let's see what exactly we are getting. We are getting as an let me comment out this part, so that means we can see the output very clearly. Now here you could see the value which we have declared, for example, that becomes null, and whenever we will try to check the type of null, we'll get the data type as a undefined, sorry, as a object. Now here you could see, for when we have tried to print the value of example, it is showing as a null. Okay, but when we are trying to check the data type of null, it is showing as a object. So object is its data type. Okay, so this is the interview question. Make sure to keep a note of it, that whenever we are trying to check the data type of null value, we'll get as a object. Okay, so this is all about null. Now let's jump on to the another data type, which is a symbol. Okay, now symbol exactly is what? It represents unique and immutable value that may be used as a key of an object. Okay, so let me write here, it represents unique and immutable values. may be used as key of an object. Okay, now let's see its example, how exactly it looks like. Now let's say once sim equals to symbol, you can write the symbol as a capital S, in which you can write name as a description. So this is how exactly the symbol data type is written. So simply what you have to give, after the equal, you have to apply the symbol with the yes as a capital, and you can write your value inside that function block, okay, which is a regular parenthesis. So these blocks are the regular parenthesis. Okay, so this is how the symbol data type is written. Okay, now let's jump on to the another data type, which is a big int. It is important one. Now this type of big int you will get to see when you will design any type of e-commerce project, e-commerce application. There you will get to see the big number values. Now the big number values is exactly what? It is a big integer. It represents the whole number which is greater than 2 raised to the power 53 and minus 1. Okay, so this is how exactly it was. Okay, big int represents the whole number which is greater than 2 raised to the power 53 minus 1. That value is the proper example of big int. Now let's see its example, big number. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, I will give the very big number, and after applying at the last I will apply n. Now this example represents the big int number. Now we will try to print this value as a big num, and also we will check its data type as well. Data type, sorry, type of big num. Now let's try to print out this value. Now here you could see we have got the big num value. Comment on this part, so the better clearance, let me make it clear. Okay, now here you could see I've got the value for big num as a whole number that I have represent with in front of big num. Okay, but when I have asked for the type of that big num, I have got the big int. So it's a clear example of big int. Okay, so make sure to keep this noted in your notebook. Okay, so after that, the next data type we are gonna see, that is object. Now if you want to know how object is getting represent, it represents the key value pair. Key value pair. Now key value pair, how it exactly looks like. Let's say example of obj equals to inside the curly parenthesis, whatever you will write, that becomes object. Now I will mention it as a name, and I will mention as a my way. Okay, I will mention the age as a 28. Okay, now let me try to print out this value. Console clg and obj dot. Now if you want to access this value for name, age, how you can access these values? Just simply write obj point, and there you will get name. So this is how you can access these values. Now let's try to access the value for obj.age. Okay. Now what exactly I will do, I will try to print out this value. Okay. So for that, again I will apply node datatypes.js. There for obj.name I have got the value as a MyWay, the value which I have given to that variable name. After that, for this object.age I have got my age as well. But when I will try to access the type of it, so let's see what will be the type of this. Okay, for this as well and for these as well. So now let me try to print out this value, and here you could see we have got it's a string data type value because it is represented inside the double quotes. Okay, so this is how the object exactly looks like. Now if I try to get the data type for obj only, so I will mention type of and obj. Now let's see what data type I will get here. And cool, here for these two, for the name and age, I have got the data type as a string. But when I check the data type for obj, which is our type name, it gives the object. So that means it's an object data type that we are currently seeing. Okay, so let me make it string, and after this it's an object. The next data type we are going to see, that is a array data type. Now array data types exactly is what? It's a collection of data. That data can be anything, either it is a string, either it is a boolean value, either it is numbers, anything. Okay, so it represents the collection of data. Okay, and also one important point, its indexing starts with 0. That means its counting starts from 0. Starts with 0. Okay. Now let's see one example. Const. Let's make it ARR, and it is represented inside the square braces. The square braces exactly it means it's an array. So where you can type any of the you can put any of the values there. Okay, I have taken 1 2 3 4 as my collection of my data, and when I will try to print out this value, and again I will check the type of it as well. Okay, now let's try to print out this value, but before printing out, let me comment out this part. Now here you could see when I have checked the value of it, I have got that similar array which I have given as a value, where the similar examples or the similar value which I have passed for the variable name, which is a ARR. Okay, but the interesting thing is here, when I'm trying to check of the type of that array, I'm getting it as a objects. So this is an interview question. The interviewer will ask you what will be the type of an array. So simply you have to answer here as a object. Okay, so this is the interview question. Please note it out. And the value is showing to be as a 1 2 3 and 4. The same value are getting here printed. Okay, then the next data type we are going to see after array, that is a function. So if you are aware of the function is nothing but it's a callback, or else you can say callback object. Okay, callback object can be invoked with 0 and more argument. Okay, so let me tell you in a proper example. It can be invoked with 0 and more argument. Okay, so whenever you will try to write the function, you have to write in this way. There are so many ways to write a callback function. Let me tell you a couple of ways. The first way is function. Then you have to apply the function which is a circular braces. Then just apply the curly braces. So this is one style to write a function. The another way of writing a function is an arrow function. So simply circular parenthesis, circular braces, then equal and forward arrow, and just inside that you can give the curly parenthesis. And another way, this is called as implicit. Okay, sorry, this is a explicit return function. Whenever you are applying curly braces in front of callback function, now here you could see. Let me give the quick. This is an implicit. Now here you could see, whenever you are writing curly parenthesis, or whenever you are giving the curly parenthesis in front of arrow function, it is stated to be as a explicit function, which is an explicit return function. But when you want to return directly, you can simply apply the regular parenthesis. If you apply, so that becomes implicit. Okay, so these are the two ways of writing callback function. One is explicit and another way is implicit. The explicit is given by curly parenthesis and the implicit given by regular parenthesis. Okay, so these are the couple of ways to writing a function. Now let me omit this part. So here, if you want to write a comma b, these two value, and when you will try to return a value, so this is how you can return the value inside a function a plus b. Okay, now if you want to declare its value, simply the same thing you can do. Let's, because we have passed the same value already, let's change the name of it, x, y. Okay, again the same thing for here as well, x and y. Now the x will be as a 12 const, y will be as a 12, and the function name which is required to be given here, that is a fun. Okay, so this is a way to write a function. Okay, so in this way you can define a function. Actually it's a syntax of function, how you can write its function. Okay, after that the next data type which I'm gonna show you, that is a date. Okay, now this date represents the date and time. Date and time. Okay, now here if I want to check the date, so simply I will give the new and will write the date. Okay, it's a function. Okay, now when I will try to print out this value as a date, and I will check the data type as well, type of is, so let's see what exactly it gives. It gives, it has the date and time, in front of that, and the type will be as a object. This is also one of the interview question, that what will be the type of date. So simply you have to mention there as an object. Okay, so the next thing that you have to do, you have to note it down. The last and the final data type that we are going to see, that is promise data type. Now promise is a very important data type. Actually it's not a data type, but it is one of the data type. Okay, so the syntax of promise is mentioned to be as a const promise equals to, let's say, new promise. Okay, and inside which you have to given a callback function, and you have to give the explicit return. So while giving the explicit return, you have to pass the promise there. Okay, so this is the syntax of promise. So what exactly you have to do? Const promise equal to new promise, inside which you have to pass the resolve and reject. Okay, so basis on this you will get your output. So I will apply one if function, and with that if else, so it becomes if else function. Okay, so if my operation becomes successful, if my operation is successful, then it will mark as a resolve, as a pass. Okay, and if my operation got unsuccessful, it will print the else statement, which is a reject. That operation. So this is what exactly the case for the promise data type. Okay, and this is one of the syntax of promise, where first of all you have to declare the variable name with you have to provide its syntax as a new promise, inside which you have to give the callback function with mentioned to be as a resolve and rejected. Then you have to apply any of the condition. After applying condition, here you can apply the timeout as well. Okay, so currently in this syntax we haven't applied any of the timeout and anything, but we will apply in the advanced part while we will use the promise. Okay, so here you could see, just we have given the if else condition. In the if condition, if your operation becomes successful, in that case it will mark it as a resolve, else it will mark it as a reject. So this is all about data type. Okay, these are all the 10 to 11 data types that we have implemented, and that we have seen step by step, and also we have saw it by using type of. Even we have saw a couple of interview questions, what will be its type of, what will be the way of declaring the type of, what is the perfect way to say it's what type of, I mean, that example is what data type exactly it is applied for that example. Then the another example we have seen about the symbol, what will be its syntax, what will big number. So this is all about data type. So make sure to go through this tutorial of this data type twice or thrice to get a clear picture on this, what exactly the variables and data types works in JavaScript. Once you will get the better understanding of variables and data types, it will be good in the JavaScript journey, and for the other frameworks as well, like React.js, Angular, then Next.js, Node.js, or these as well, because these basic parts plays a vital role in understanding of your JavaScript concepts. Okay, so make sure to to go through these tutorials for of the variables and data types twice or thrice to get the better understanding. So that's it from today's part for the data types in JavaScript. So make sure to like, share and subscribe this channel. See you in the next video. Until that time, bye.